Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm Chris from iLather.com, and today I'm going to offer you my tips for prolonging the life of your shaving soap. And it starts very simply. I don't believe you ought to get a lot of water in your soap container unless you're going to dry it out thoroughly. And by that I mean, if you're going to load in this container, taking your wet shaving brush, loading from this container, I believe you should leave it out for a minimum of 12 hours, if not 24 or greater. Nothing good happens from getting too much water in these containers and leaving it sit. It will ruin your soap. It has ruined soaps of mine. I can't emphasize that strongly enough. I don't like wet blooming inside the container, and I don't even load inside the containers anymore. There's nothing wrong with it if you do it, so long as you air it out thoroughly. Keep in mind, folks, water can find its way via the edges underneath the soap, so it's hard to dry that out. That's why I don't load from the containers anymore. Let me show you what I do. I have these cosmetic scrapers, which you can get off Amazon. I just simply scrape some soap out like so. It doesn't have to be this much. You can use what works best for you. I scrape it out. I transfer it to a bowl like the Captain's Choice bowl here, and I'll sort of spread it in there like so, and I load from the Captain's Choice bowl, and it has been working beautifully. I am not putting any water or excessive amounts of water in my soap. I'm not putting my shaving brush, which could have debris in it potentially, in the soap. This to me is the best possible case scenario because you're not introducing anything really in your soap. I wash these daily, so I'm not introducing any sort of bacteria, well, maybe bacteria, but I'm definitely not debris and contaminants from my perspective in the soap. It works beautifully. You don't have to worry about leaving your soap out to dry. And again, if you're leaving your soap out to dry and it's in a restroom where people are using the restroom, guess what happens if they flush and the lid is up? The flush spray comes out. Sometimes you don't see it. It can get in your soap container. Think about these things, people. When you're leaving these things out to dry because you use your brush and load or bloom them in the container, you have to leave it open all day. Now, if no one's in the bathroom and it's just yours, yeah, you're probably not going to get anything other than dust. Maybe if you have a fly or something makes it in the room. I mean, there's always a chance of contamination. This is why I take the soap out just a little bit, transfer it to a different container. Guess what? Cap goes right back on, and I can put the soap right on the shelf. I don't have to dry it out. I don't have to worry about any contamination. The soap lid is only off for a matter of, a few seconds generally, and we are good to go for the next shave with no worrying about airing out, no worrying about anything. That to me is the best possible case scenario with respect to prolonging the life of your soap. When I used to bloom soaps, that is to put wet bloom, let's call it, put water in the container to sort of bring out that scent, I ruined some soaps because I didn't let them air out enough. And that's on me, admittedly. I just don't like to introduce water to the soap container, or certainly not too much. And if you do, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to dry it out thoroughly. Water inside your soap container, when it's capped off, is not your friend, nor will it ever be. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time, let's help make the entire world shave great once again.